So, hello everybody, pre-Hawaii films, but this morning, ta-da, I got my box and got slightly delayed because this one was here and this one was here at the same time. Half my Hawaii stuff is on my laptop, the other half of my Hawaii stuff is on my camera, so I'm filming this on my telephone and I'm going to try and get it up today. So I can promise you the Hawaii videos are on their way. So let's have a little cut. There we go, cut. So I have a lovely box with yellow on it this time. So let's have a little look at the sticker. Snip, snip, pretty things inside. So let's get snipping and off we go. I came in from was outside with Oliver and I saw the postman and I came running inside saying, and I ran through the house and I went to the front door and there was no box outside, and I said to Hannah, I need to go and get Jeff, and she went, it's on the table. He's already been. So here we go. I have got green tissue paper. Let me tip the camera down. So I've got a picture with a cow on it and it says here, scan this code to access the ebook. So let's have a little look. Subscription box number 31 contains 2.5 meters of fabric and there are 2 colorways. Now then, let's have a little look. So before we open this up, shall we take any guesses, seeing as Hannah is here with George? If there's any gluten-free snacks inside, I think we're going to... Oh my goodness me, oh my goodness me, oh my goodness me, do I like this? Oh, Andrea. So, let me just move this round. Can you see that all right? I'm looking up. I'm looking up at you there. So we have the most beautiful coaster here. And this little coaster it's got a little cow on it. Oh, and the Milky Way. I think I might like that. You can see the fabric, can't you? And let's have a little look. I wonder what's in here. I'll have a look at that. Lovely piece of tailor's chalk and cotton. Now, just have a little feel of this. I'm wondering if this is a lovely cotton poplin. Now, just before I take it out of the box, I'm going to stop you and I'm just going to have a little read of the ebook. Right, now, just before, I haven't lifted the fabric out of the box. It's still in here, but I have checked what it is and I shall tell you what it is in a minute. And if you can just believe me, I've only gone as far as page 4. I have not looked at anything else in the ebook. I've not looked at any of the pattern suggestions. I'm just going to go for my own, because before I went to the States, I lifted out a great big pile of stuff from my cupboards because I need to put things on Stash Hub. Don't we all need to put things on Stash Hub? And on the top pattern, and I honestly think I should make this fabric in this pattern. So are you ready? Look at that. Can you just... I need to stop. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that. Grandma duties. Still carrying on. So the pattern I'd picked out on the top of my pile of patterns here, I got this out. This is the Sorrell dress by Jennifer Lauren, Handmade. And I've had this pattern for quite a long time. And I honestly think that this will work in this pattern. And I'm just thinking, is this fate? Is this what I should make? This fabric in this pattern? Shall we have a look at the pattern first? Now the pattern says it needs 1.75 meters, which would leave me with just about 75 centimeters, and I believe a Donny shirt could come out of that. But I think that is rather lovely. And look at this beautiful fabric. And I think with my tan, what do we think, Hannah? Yeah, looking good. Looking good, looking good. So there we go, that would work. So we have a look and tell you more about the fabric. So the fabric is a cotton poplin and it is by Lady McElroy. So here we go, we have this beautiful cotton poplin from Lady McElroy. And I think don't quote me, but Andrea said in the ebook it's called Suzette. I'll put the correct name of the fabric design just here. And the other colourway is black. And I'm not a black person, so I'm really, really pleased that I was lucky enough to get the pink one. But I think as I look at it, the design is so refreshing. It's got a lovely pop of colour as you're going into that late summer period. You've got beautiful flowers, but you've got lovely autumnal colours because you've got the oranges and the yellows, but then you've got a lovely sky blue for that lovely autumnal sky colour. So I'm loving the autumnal colours in here, but yet you've got that reminder of summer popping through with the pink. So really, really happy with that. Let's have another look at some of the colours on the leaves up here. You've got the lovely greens and then you've got a darker bit here. It really does capture autumn just through here. Yet that lovely reminder of the warmth. I love autumn as a season because I was an autumn baby, but autumn is definitely my season. So let's just drape this round. Now, there's the usual things that I like making, but I really do think that this beautiful sorrel dress could work. I'll just, what have we got over here? Let's see what else I've picked up here. Oh dear. We'll just, because this one definitely comes out of it. This is the Regalia blouse. I've got a Fibre Mood magazine here, which I've had for ages, and maybe I could find something in this Fibre Mood magazine. I don't know. I've done some research, so please forgive me for looking down, but I have found some rather lovely patterns. And the first one I've found is, and I'm really sorry if I've got this incorrect, it is the Sille shirt by Wardrobe by Me. I'm going to put a picture in. It's going to be on one side. But I love the lovely little grandad round neck collar and the way it's gathered up there. And you know, if I don't make it in this, because I really think for me, this is the sorrel dress for me. But that shirt pattern looks absolutely amazing. It's one with a proper shirt tail on it. And it looks like you could wear it tucked in or tucked out of jeans or a pair of lovely trousers. And I just think with a pair of jeans, I've got some pink jeans, it could look rather lovely. So that's the first pattern. The second one I've picked up is the Austin dress by Grainline Patterns, and I absolutely love this dress. It's beautiful. It is actually sleeveless. So if you wanted to, you could actually pop a very thin layer underneath it. So if you've got that lovely ribbed jersey from Andrew in your box earlier in the year, and you put, for me, I haven't, mine is, oh, actually it might work because I've got the lilac. And it could work rather lovely with this. But again, you could then wear it as like a pinafore and layer it up as you go into the deeper autumn. Can you see? He's photobombing and he's only 4 months old. Right, we just spin this round now, this way. Okay, so the other pattern I've suggested is, this is the Onil, O-N-I-L blouse, and it is from Pauline Alice, not Papercut, Pauline Alice Patterns. Oh, and it's lovely. I love those really big dramatic sleeves. Now this doesn't take as much fabric, so you would get another pattern out of it. So if you wanted to make something now or look forward to next spring and summer and think, well, what could I do?
Winter holiday.
Oh yeah, Alice just said winter holiday. That's a good idea. You could possibly get two, so you could probably get this and a Donny, or this and one of the cami tops. I mean, my go-to cami is the Ogden cami by True Bias. It's worth playing your pattern Tetris. Don't forget, if you want to get, I think it was camera, it is slightly wonky. If you want to get 2 patterns out, don't forget to lay your fabric out and try and cut them both at the same time, because you can mix and match your pieces. So don't just lay out for one and then think, I've got that, I'm going to lay out for the other. Do cut them at the same time, because you can mix and match where the pieces are, as long as the pieces are labelled. And don't forget, when you're cutting out, do measure from your straight grain to your grain line on your fabric to ensure you get that lovely hanging. Because if you don't get the hanging with your grain line, your pieces, your pattern pieces will go off true. And when you're wearing your garment, you want it to hang straight. There's a little tip for you there. And then the other one, and this is a dress that I've wanted to make for ages, but now isn't the time for me to make this. But it is one that would take this fabric beautifully. It's a 1950s dress inspired, and it's from Sew Over It. It's the Maisie dress, and it's one of the last dresses that Lisa Comfort, I think, designed for Sew Over It. And it was when the marvellous Mrs. Maisel was showing on Amazon Prime. If you've not seen that programme, it's Amazon Prime, isn't it, Hannah?
Yes.
Amazon, the marvellous Mrs. Maisel. It's all 50s inspired, and there was a great revival of 50s clothes. But it's got a lovely nip-in waist, and it's got some lovely feature across the waistband to sort of tie it in. So I haven't worn the fabric over, but there again. So we've got Mrs. Maisel dress, we've got the Onil blouse, we've got the Austin dress, we've got the Sille blouse, and we've got the Sorrell dress. And I didn't tell you what else came, apart from Milky Way and a coaster. There was a little bag, and in the bag was the fabric chalk. The fabric chalk had just simply slipped out on its journey. Now, I know that's really short and sweet. I'm going to pop this up today with lots of spoiler alerts. And the Hawaii video is half done. And believe me, I've got so many little bits. I'm trying to weave them all together. But I do take pride in my editing. The other thing is that I'm slightly delayed on everything since I got back, because I got back and my case arrived half an hour before my Beyond the Pink door box. So my case is here now. I'm just going to tell you what happened as a little side story to my holiday. There was a cyber attack on Seattle Airport last Saturday, and this weekend is a big holiday weekend in the States. It's the Labor Day holiday, and lots of people will be going away. So obviously the attackers decided they'd have a go last weekend. Now, come Monday morning when I flew through it, they still didn't have internet, they didn't have Wi-Fi, they didn't have air conditioning, none of the big display boards were working. Everything had to be done manually. And so come Monday morning, everything was still being done manually. So I am absolutely staggered that Seattle Airport managed to get us out on our flight home. Those big display boards at the airport that say this is where your flight is. I mean, thank goodness there was only one Aer Lingus flight, because it was easy to spot the aeroplane with the shamrock on the tail. That is definitely my flight, because there's no more Aer Lingus things there. And I didn't have a boarding pass because that didn't print out at Portland. But big shout out to Seattle Airport. Boy, did they pull their fingers out. We were about an hour and 10 minutes late leaving Seattle, and we made up 25 minutes in the flight. So I actually landed about 15 minutes before my flight to Manchester was due to take off. But now a massive shout out to Aer Lingus as well, because I came off that plane and there were Aer Lingus calling everybody out for the Manchester flight, saying, don't panic, we've got it sorted. And you know, when you're a little bit worried and you just hear those words, we've got it sorted, you think, fine, that's it. So the lady, 2 people in front of me, that gave the staff a right good shouting at, I'm afraid I got to the front and said, thank you so much for sorting it out. It was so comforting to hear you say, we've got it covered, because that's all I wanted to hear. And she just looked at me and she said, thank you, because we get shouted at far too much. But my case didn't make it, even though I had a 6-hour layover in Dublin. I don't know why, but they'd got me on the plane, and I think they were happy that they'd got me on the plane. But there were 4 of us, because the lady that shouted was also on the later flight with me to Manchester. Our luggage didn't make it, and I think the fact that they got us home was the main thing. They got me home, and my case arrived at 10 o'clock this morning. It's holiday season. I know I really wanted my case yesterday. They promised it me yesterday, but there was no way. And the other tip I would give everybody that's flying abroad, last year, I'm going to put Hannah in here.
Hello.
Last year, when I went to Oregon, Hannah said, you haven't got an air tag in your suitcase, have you? And I went, no. The air tags pop if you're going anywhere long distance. And what's the other one that Tristan, they were telling us about this morning? Is it Tile?
A Tile.
A Tile is the other one. That's Amazon, isn't it?
You can get them all on Amazon. Tile runs off, I think...
Android?
Android. I think Tile can be used on either Android or iPhone and runs off Bluetooth pinging,
Right.
whereas the AirTags ping to iPhones.
Yeah.
So any iPhone anywhere, it'll just bounce off.
So we're not being paid to say this. We're just telling you about our experience. And my experience is, if you've got checked luggage, make certain you've got a tracker in there. Because it was so comforting. We knew exactly where my case was. So if anything went wrong with my case, if anybody had stolen my case, we would have been able to report it and find it. So my AirTag is now back with my passport in the safe place, ready for my next trip. It was just unfortunate, and I think there's also security issues. They'll have had the case, they wouldn't have known where to allocate the case. And once they'd got that claiming that this bag needed to be sent to this place, I think that's what did it, actually having that baggage claim. Oh, and baggage claims at airports. They're on little screens. Don't be frightened to use it. It'll ask you how many flights you've done. And you need to say that the last flight you've done isn't your only flight with that case on that journey. The first time I did it wrong because I pressed 1 thinking they were just interested in me coming from Dublin to Manchester. They weren't. They wanted all 3. And then I scanned the tag with my luggage and the whole lot pinned up. So seriously, anybody's got any problem or any worries, send me a message, because I've done it. And it might have been like a really frightening thing to do. But it's not frightening at all. Just do it. Buy the tracker, follow the guidelines, and you'll be absolutely fine. Because I did 3 flights going out and 3 flights coming back, and everything was fine. So I hope you've enjoyed my unboxing and my little top tip on travelling. So until the Hawaii video comes out, which might be tomorrow, Saturday, or it'll be Sunday morning. It just depends how long it takes me to edit it with jet lag. But there you go. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.